Hey, hi, hello, welcome to Lost in Prose, where we talk about all things bookish. And in today's video, I will be giving you super fast book recommendations that you can zoom past in order to get your reading goals back on track. So let's begin. I have done a video on short book recommendations. So many of them are also fast paced, but these ones are not necessarily small in length or thickness, but it is basically about its pacing. So these are just a few of many books that I feel have a very fast pacing. There are many books. Maybe I'll do a part two of the book recommendations for this if this works well, and if you want more, then of course I will. But for now, I have a list of about 4 to 5 books that are quite fast paced and you may actually like, because these are very diverse in genres, and maybe something might catch your attention. So the first book basically is George Orwell's Animal Farm, which is a classic, and it is an easy to read classic comparatively. And this book's length makes it much easier to read. On the surface level, it's basically about barn animals, and it's about about an English farm known as Manor Farm. And the farm basically has a drunken owner, Mr. Jones, who is basically quite careless and negligent towards his farm animals. Basically, the animals, they rise in revolt or rebellion against the incompetent human owner of the farm, and their rebellion, or basically their protest, it takes over the farm, and it is led by the intellectually major pigs, Snowball and Napoleon. And these animals, they take a vow to take charge of their own destiny basically. But as time passes, um, things kind of change, and those in power again become corrupt. How is when you will read this. So basically, this is a social political commentary and an allegory on the Russian or communist revolution. And if you are into themes of historical fiction, not fiction, yeah, well, historical fiction, or something related to social and political commentary, then this is the book for you. It is crisp, it is concise, it is quite easy to read, especially if you're already someone in habit of reading quite frequently, then I'm pretty sure you will love this book. And it is quite fast paced. It doesn't go on and on about a certain element, which sometimes classics can do. But this one is quite quick paced, and it is something that I think you should pick up. Okay, next up is The Unexpected Guest by Agatha Christie, and I have recently enjoyed this book so much. I have read so many mysteries, murder mysteries, thrillers, psychological thrillers, so many, but there hasn't been a mystery that has been so quick paced, so crisp, so concise like this one. And basically, this is a play, but it has been novelized by Charles Osborne. And I absolutely loved the book. I did not expect it to end the way that it did, and it left me hooked. I think this is my most favorite Agatha Christie so far, and it is comparatively simpler to read, because I've read Murder on the Orient Express and Five Little Pigs. This was much easier to read than those, and this was also much quicker. The We start right away with the murder, and then the ending is absolutely amazing because it leaves you hooked till the very end. Even the last page has a twist in it, and it keeps twisting throughout the book, so that is very, very exciting actually. So this is basically about a stranger when he runs his car into a ditch on a very foggy night in the somewhere near the south of Wales, and then he finds this isolated house in the countryside, and then he knocks on the door over there. He steps into the house, he knocks on the door, and he sees that the door is already open, and he just goes inside, only to find a woman standing over her husband's body with a gun in her hand, and she actually admits to killing her husband. But the stranger, out of his kind heart basically, offers to concoct a story in order to deceive the law and save the pretty lady. So that is all the book is about, and I think the rest of it you should read. I won't tell you much about it. It is very fast paced, it gets right into it. I'm pretty sure you'll love it if you are a fan of murder mysteries. And also, if you are not and you want to begin with that as a genre, then I think this is the perfect book for you. Next up is a book that I do not recommend a lot, and I don't know why. It is Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda by Becky Albertalli. And I love this book. It is thick, it is not small in length as the previous two books, but this is extremely fast paced because this has short chapters and a variety of forms in which it is written. It has conversations, emails, and stuff like that. So that kind of really makes picks up the pacing. So basically, this book is about Simon. Okay, and this book is about Simon's Spire, yes, who is 16 and he's trying to find out who he actually is. One of his emails to the very distracting Blue gets into wrong hands and it becomes into this really huge deal, especially for Simon. And that's where it all begins. And that's all you need to know. There's also a major motion picture, basically, which I haven't watched. Love Simon. But definitely read the book if you're going to watch the movie. Read the book first, please, and then watch the movie because the book is very cute. It has short chapters, so there's something that short chapters does to a reader's psychology. I don't understand how, but once you're reading short chapters, you feel as if you're just zooming past the book, and you can finish a 500-page book in a day if it has short chapters. Basically, I don't know what happens when a reader sees short chapters. It's just so fulfilling that you're just going past the book so fast. So this book also has short chapters, and that is what makes me so happy. This book is very wholesome, and it's also very it's a heartfelt tale of finding yourself. Basically, I like that about it, and I really want to watch the movie now, and I also want to kind of give the book a reread. I say this so many times. There are so many books when I pick them up to recommend all over again, and then I'm like, I want to read this book. I want to read this book, but I can't read the ones that I already have, and then I'm considering rereading. That is another problem. So yes. Anyway, let's not spiral down into that thought and let's move on to the next book recommendation. But I think you should really check this out. All right, lastly, one of my most favorite books, Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, which is the first book in the duology. The second book is Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World, and I love that. I just love this duology so much. Now, that is not as quick. It is quick, but then not as much as this one. So I am currently just recommending this one if you're looking for something quick. But once you finish reading this, I'm pretty sure you would wish to read that one also, because it is so amazing and heartbreaking and so amazing. I can't even recommend this enough. This book, what makes this book fast paced? Well, this book has, again, short chapters, literally 1 to 2 page chapters, and then many chapters are just like this half sort of, and it has a very poetic and lyrical sort of writing style, so that is really easy to read by quickly, and you just don't feel like putting it down. And I remember reading the second part, even though that's like about 500 pages and above, I think, but remember finishing it quite quickly, also because it was unput downable. It was so many things were there in that second book, so yeah. But the first book definitely is something that you should read. Basically, it's about Aristotle, who is, or Ari basically, who is a teenager who's having a hard time adjusting. He can't swim, but Dante can swim. Dante is articulate, confident. Ari is none of that, and he has a hard time with words. He suffers from self-doubt and stuff like that. Ari has built all these walls around him, basically, and despite their odds, Ari and Dante really hit it off together, and they develop a special bond, which help them reveal the most important truths of their life and help them define who they are as a person. Ari and Dante is also now a movie, and I haven't had the courage to go and watch it yet. Because the more I like the book, the more hesitant I am towards watching the movie. So this is my stack of fast-paced fiction that you should definitely read. I feel that there are various genres, so maybe something may strike out to you. Do check the trigger warnings for Ari and Dante. Honestly, I don't think Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda has a trigger warning list. I don't know. Do check, but for Aristotle and Dante, you may want to check a few. But apart from that, I think there is something for everyone in this list. I have a lot of other books in my mind as well. So maybe I will get around to do another part of this video for more fast paced book recommendations. So if you feel that you do want one more of any of the book recommendations that I have done previously on this page, then please do let me know. I will definitely get back to them. And do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we will meet next Friday. Goodbye.